All right, so it's here for once again. About if you say so a Pinaxtv. If you are in the US, perhaps you may have heard this particular news. And over the past a few days, it has been a major topic in the United States of America. Now, for starters, we knew said the president of the Republic of Ghana, he actually came out to tell us he's had some arrangements with the United States of America, the Trump administration, to receive deportees. Now, according to him, the entire orgy deportees is simple, and a deportees now orgy or the reason is simple. Why? Because omo West African nationals. Now, when you say West Africa, ECOWAS, Nigeria, Ghana, you don't need a passport. Gabon, Ghana, you don't need a passport. So that's a free movement, is within the ECOWAS space. And you deport you Gabonese, Liberia. According to John Dramani Mahama and the administration or party say it is just wise for them to actually take any deportee or West African. That way, Ghana a bit me deporting any the West African country, and that's in the country of origin. But then this guy on the screen, it did a different Abrego Garcia. For those of you who know Abrego Garcia no immigrant or United States of America. But then here's the shocking thing. United States of America, he entered there illegally. No hosuno diboni bebre speeding ni nema. If you are seeing your gang bi omo Mexico sa gang no omo very notorious. You're from the MS-13 gang. Sa gang, they deal in drugs, they traffic human beings, traffic girls, a whole lot of messy shit. Now, a brand our tattoo be one inside, sa tattoo ne one inside, according to the Donald Trump administration, MS-13, which means MS-13 for sa gang, they identify themselves by tattoos. Now, me no can say na brand chain no yes we country illegally near the Trump administration used this MS-13 tag saying say be deported, it begin the kind of deporting ko other your friends a country. And now the lawyer say na send the by US on face charges. And see lawyer and judges na ma ho kwan say you be to me deporting this particular person Trump force or a hardened criminal. Now that sorry Trump say o deport papa ya or the neighbor him fa or say or the neighbor Ghana. The Trump administration say omo Abrego Garcia Ghana. Now, there's been a lot of reaction. Me who said, Coach Sheldon was one of the people to actually lament on this. Say, Ghana, for we told you guys about this. Say, Trump and Mahama deal no my a deadly deal. At the end of the day, this deal is going to cost Ghanaians. Now, you be can call websites no so. Your call website no so. Me who said the Minister of Foreign Affairs Okujoto Ablakwa, kudos to him. He within just I think 2 hours, Trump administration deported this particular hardened criminal MS-13 gang allegedly member Ghana no. The Mahama Trump administration said they will not take him. Remember I said this was not part of the deal because Trump be deported in Kofo Ghana. Ghana yeji 2 more and ye visa ban if you does it mean our US embassy? Does it mean that we risk losing a lot of benefits? These are big questions. Now, Yendi can call websites, so because websites gives us a clear glimpse as to what is really going on.
I think there's a significant issue here that the court needs to consider with regards to his removal to El Salvador again.
Okay, now a audio ni film. Show the whole screen so where ABC News as American Broadcasting Corporation. Okay. Obagana GTV. Also, DHS says notice about deporting Abrego Garcia to Ghana was premature. But the Yansha has said, and I shall say now, Ghana's foreign minister said the country will not accept Kilmer Abrego Garcia. So now the Trump administration is saying that this guy is a criminal or a gang member or trafficking bar or shooting for or cocaine or a hardened criminal or yet yempeno. And a chrono film said Venezuela said then Venezuela almost penno Ghana and yes a bejeno. And then Okujoto Ablakwa was quick to say that we will not take this particular hardened criminal. Now, you're moving on here, share what I say because the one CNA very much important and it gives us a glimpse. Or see, after 7 Kilmer Abrego Garcia with a notice of removal to Ghana, which means say the removal and you catch and said the bagan a Brian Cancher Mahama, a Brian Cancher the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Or say after 7 Kilmer Abrego Garcia with a notice of removal to Ghana, the Department of Homeland Security told its attorneys that the notice was premature and asked them to disregard the document. In a post on X on Friday, the Minister of Foreign the Foreign Minister of Ghana said the country is not accepting Abrego Garcia. Okay, so Abrego Garcia in Semna Yeka so at the point in time, it might be prepared to screen so you understand where we are coming from. This particular Abrego Garcia now, he said in Ghana, no. Already Ghana is CNJ. And Ghana's position is that see, we had a deal with the United States of America to take deportees. But then the deal, no, the clause in it, okay, in the deal, I say, you bet you West African nationals because or in Nigeria in our Ghana, deporting him to Nigeria won't be hard. We can just put them on a bus and show yeah the omako. But then if you are bringing Obia or your MS gang 13 gang member, Obia or fine but friend or traffic you or ye cocaine yama no about be criminal yama ukroma sidia or your brony and I'm fan in Venezuela and in Ghana. We will not accept on your West African national, on your African, on your Ghanaian. And the John Mahama administration said that they will not be taking him. Or see, he cannot be deported to Ghana, said Okututa Blakwa. This has been directly and ambiguously conveyed to the US authorities. In my interactions with the US officials, I made clear that our understanding to accept a limited number of non-criminal West Africans purely on the grounds of African solidarity and humanitarian principles will not be expanded. So according to Okututa Blakwa, the deal that they had, okay, with US, they say, you bet you limited West African nationals, immigrants, or any criminal history. It's where the Bonia, you can't come to Ghana. But then this time around, you the one more, Omufi, Venezuela, Mexico, cocaine phone, you the Omunina Eba, Ena, Okututa Blakwa, say, that was not part of the deal. Deal now we had with the US, no, this was not part. Now, there's something interesting. I think I share a series of video. Also, the Department of Homeland Security previously said it planned to deport Kilmer Abrego Garcia to Ghana, according to a notice from the agency to its attorneys. Before the DHS said it was planning to deport Abrego Garcia, who was wrongly deported to El Salvador and then brought back to the US to Eswatini and then Uganda. So after Ghana, Kasa Yenji Abrego Garcia, because of the criminal record of Bonere MS-13 gang member allegedly, or ye cocaine yema be breno. After the Trump so yankan ye Sisiano Sa nipe no ye deporte no akọ Uganda ene Eswatini. Me no ka say Uganda ni Eswatini for almost omonje omo. But then you come back to this issue. I want to put something on the screens for those of you who don't know this particular person I can answer, because you may be wondering who is this Abrego Garcia. For me, in the Abrego Garcia issue, no, I've been following it for a long time. Why? Because time he deporting called El Salvador. That's the world's most toughest prison. I was following the issue. But then you may be into screens also for you to know exactly what we are talking about here. And definitely you better share some videos too involved. Now, the first thing I did to screens also from BBC. Or say, what are the allegations against him? To this particular member, Ghana, CNG allegations being. Or see, 2 of other allegations have surfaced since Mr. Abrego Garcia was deported. In 2021, his wife Jennifer Vasquez Sura filed protective order petition against him, alleging he had physically attacked her on multiple occasions, according to documents shared by the US Department of Homeland Security. So this guy, no, that's number 1. Number 2, on April 15th, White House Press Secretary Caroline Levitt also accused Mr. Abrego Garcia of involvement in human trafficking. So this guy, apart from so your wife Peter no, or sounds so human trafficking and no ena Ghana. Trump say in deporting him, but because Chroma, ye the any pen some phone near my phone. That is just the second part. Sheha. The one saying so. Or see, she appeared to referencing a report from the Tennessee Star, which claimed Mr. Abrego Garcia was detained by a Tennessee Highway Patrol officer on suspicion of human trafficking. Okay, a report by the Department of Homeland said he was stopped for speeding and not staying in his lane. There were 8 other people in the car without luggage. So this guy, you know, there's clearly a lot of, if anything, issues around him. And to be named how fast Okudota Black car, no, papa idea, you know, because yeah, Jenna, at the end of the day, you know, a bit to me, Ghana for bit me fu. Already deal near and Ghana for mumpe. Also, what is the evidence for alleged MS-13 links? Mr. Abragio Garcia has acknowledged entering the US illegally in 2012. In March 2019, he was detained along 3 people in the Louisville, Maryland, in a car park in Home Depot. Officers of the Prince George County Police said the men were loitering and subsequently identified Mr. Abrego Garcia and 2 other members and 2 others as members of MS-13 gang. MS-13 gang, so I make catch out the world's most toughest gang. Because me MS-13 gang member. Kami kunipa. Mba omedi 13. Me form akoton mo amobi. Cocaine me ton. That is how notorious MS-13 gang is. And this report is coming from BBC. This report is coming from BBC. So it tells you say guy we no US 4 crown pena. Na ye krum has say. Now shall I say? The administration previously released a picture digitally labeled with characters MS-13 in an attempt to explain the meaning of the tattoos. Into a branch and our tattoos be a one MS-13 for no more tattoos. Into that tattoos ne one more. Any immediate identifies a way or a gang member and answer on your gang member. Now, in all of these things, no, I want you to take a very critical note. Say, Okudota Blakwa say, unless they sack him as a minister, he is not allowing this guy to come to Ghana. Remember, I said this was the same Okudota Blakwa and signing a deal with the United States of America to receive deportees. Also, I understand say me no say, you know, your friend is saying Kojo Sheldon is in the US. So Kojo Sheldon was actually one of the people or retweet a call viral Ghana media was following it already. But retweet a call viral. Now Kojo Sheldon, you know Kojo Sheldon is a pro MPP person. Or Ghana for Munche. Sisi ano, ye catch them say deportees like Kofuedi or more bano, or more criminals, a bad deal no mako ye musi bui. Munche de wahasi. So let's put this on the screens because at the end of the day, this will explain everything that we are talking about right here on this particular platform. Osheha, Okudota Blakwa. Even before you show Okudota Blakwa no. Your friend is could you show the aposty way or say then for visa budget deportees ASS government and as government. Inti ABC News Post said the Department of Homeland Security said it now plans to deport Kilman Abrego Garcia to Ghana according to a notice from the agency to attorneys. Clearly now, or see, could you say say you catch a Ghana forces sad deportees agreement so money Trump acquire no. You den criminals. Omo catch say omo your friend say West African nationals. Shenkofo edi omo ba MS-13 gang alleged member. And I could show the betch for visa bedi deportees government. The minister of Foreign Affairs, Okudota Blakwa, who ne fast, and on also be posted say Ghana is not accepting Abrego Garcia. He cannot be deported to Ghana. This has been directly and ambiguously conveyed to U.S. authorities. In my interactions with the U.S. officials, I made clear that our understanding to accept a limited of non-criminal West Africans purely on the grounds of African solidarity and humanitarian principles will not be expanded. Ghana strongly objects to these misleading media reports. So, therefore, in seven, basically, I don't know. But then, in all of these things, no, there is a video as a face. And this particular video as a face, it is a video of Okudota Blakwa explaining. So, your friend is saying the deal that we had with the Trump administration, and yet do be a year, be a. As I say, and yet deal I said, yeah, at the end of the day, no, yeah, not said you are franco for mere criminals, they be a Africa phone quan. Then this particular video also popped up. I think we have the video, you be playing in a bit. Yenko T Sama Okudota Blakwa Eka say, deportees don't be bano. They are just, your friend is saying, Africans. Or any criminal history. That is what on a year Mahama message on convey here Emma Ghana for. So let us play this particular video in a minute, or in a second. In a second, then you know exactly what is really going on in regards with this Abreu Garcia and some Minoka say, Argentina social media, everyone is really talking about it.
Okay, you have come to us with what you want. You want us to reverse the visa restrictions. You want AGOA extended. You want us to relook at the 15% tariff. We are also now dealing with immigration challenges. We have all of these people who are in prisons. We are holding them in various ICE facilities.
Right.
So we want you to help us to deal with this issue.
Okay.
So I immediately consulted with President Mahama. Then there were cabinet discussions on the matter. Then Ghana said that, look, we are not going to accept Venezuelans, Mexicans, and all of this wholesale deportation all over the place. Within our ECOWAS protocols, our sub-regional legal regime, West Africans can travel without visas to West African countries. So we are going to make the case that, look, if you have some West Africans, in any case, we are not happy that our fellow compatriots are in this distress. They are being held up, they are in cages, they are being dumped elsewhere, places that they are not accustomed to, they don't have relatives, they can't integrate. So we will accept only West Africans under the principle of Pan-Africanism and regional solidarity. So that is how we amended, the U.S. request. Because you notice that other countries are accepting people from just anywhere.
Yeah.
We said that no, in the spirit of Pan-Africanism,
yes,
we will accept West Africans. In the case of Ghana, when
so this was the promise Okujuta Blakwa make here. Now, hold on. This same Okujuta Blakwa to Ebra issue ne ba say, okay, say you receive deportees. No, unshare the kind of deportees he receive, he brought out a lengthy statement. And I think we have that video too on file. Because you see, the good thing about internet now is that data never was on it never fades away. So you are able to retrieve it. Say 10 years ago, me retrieve it. You share this particular video of Okujuta Blakwa saying, say, criminals were not part of the deal. If criminals were not part of the deal, why then are they deporting these people to the country?
It is important to stress and to state unequivocally that Ghana has not received and does not seek any financial compensation or material benefit in relation to this understanding. Our decision is grounded purely on humanitarian principle and Pan-African solidarity, to offer temporary refuge where needed, to prevent further human suffering, and to maintain our credibility as a responsible regional actor. Ghana's decision must be understood as an act of Pan-African empathy. It is not transactional. Like Rwanda, Eswatini, Uganda, South Sudan, who are welcoming fellow Africans, we are standing up for our brothers and sisters in distress. And this should not be misconstrued as an endorsement of the immigration policies of the Trump administration.
So that was it. But okay, screens, so people are not buying this at all. In fact, share your screen. So one person even called Okujuta Blakwa, because this is Okujuta Blakwa. Oshia the US Secretary of State. Yes, Oshia the time Oshia the US Secretary of State. Now your friend is saying, all catching so see and the deportees. Na or see okay, so muji deportees there. And my ban na ye de ato mo visa no so no ene ye de to visa. People are saying say inti visa na ye fi ho no, at the end of the day no, what are we going to get in return? This was the big question. We didn't sign up for this. This was Okujuta Blakwa. This picture was taken recently at the UN General Meeting Assembly. Time omoko UN General Meeting Assembly in New York. No, on the woman Asia US Secretary of State. They took this particular picture. and now there are definitely big questions. So that is the whole news. And